A new Social Security letter is going out to millions of beneficiaries, and it is crucial to pay close attention because it contains major changes that will significantly impact benefit checks. Social Security made these announcements just a few weeks ago, and unfortunately, the news is not good for recipients. If you receive one of these letters, it is essential to understand what it means for your benefits. The agency has changed its rules in a massive way, and these changes could have a direct effect on your financial situation. Let's break down exactly what Social Security announced and how it may impact you moving forward. The most concerning aspect of this situation is that millions of beneficiaries who are about to receive these letters have no idea what is coming. We are all just going about our daily lives, collecting our benefits, and assuming that everything is fine. However, once these letters start arriving, the reality of the situation will hit hard. Many people will find themselves facing unexpected financial difficulties because of these changes. I want to be clear that I am not here to spread bad news unnecessarily, but I do believe that it is essential to keep beneficiaries informed. The rule changes have been officially announced, and they will have a substantial impact on many people who depend on Social Security for their livelihood. Throughout this year, we have seen numerous adjustments and changes to Social Security policies, and this latest announcement is just one of many. If you have been following the updates on this channel, you know that Social Security has been implementing new regulations and making decisions that are affecting millions of beneficiaries. This latest rule change is one of the most significant, and it is one that you need to be aware of because it could drastically alter your financial situation. The agency is now reinstating a policy that was previously rolled back, and it is not in favor of beneficiaries. Let's discuss what this means and why it is so concerning. At the beginning of March, Social Security announced that they would be reinstating the 100% garnishment rule for overpayments. For context, if Social Security overpays a beneficiary, they have the right to collect that overpaid amount back. In the past, the agency could take 100% of a person's benefit check to recover the funds. However, in 2024, Social Security adjusted this rule and reduced the garnishment amount to 10% or $10, whichever was greater. This provided a much-needed relief for many beneficiaries who were struggling financially. It meant that even if a person was overpaid, they would not lose their entire check at once. Instead, they would only have a small portion deducted from their benefits each month. While this was not ideal, it was certainly better than losing the entire check. Unfortunately, the agency has now decided to roll back that relief and reinstate the previous rule. Beginning March 27, any beneficiary who receives an overpayment letter will be subject to the full 100% garnishment once again. This means that if Social Security determines that you were overpaid, they will take your entire benefit check to recover the amount owed. This could leave many people without any income for a period of time, which is a dire situation for those who rely on Social Security as their only source of financial support. Each year, Social Security sends out approximately 2 million overpayment letters. These letters inform beneficiaries that they have received more money than they were entitled to and that they must repay the amount. The problem is that these overpayments are often the result of Social Security's own errors. In many cases, beneficiaries have been receiving their checks for years without any indication that there was an issue. Then, suddenly, they receive a letter stating that they owe thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Social Security then expects the recipient to repay the full amount within 30 days, which is an impossible task for most people. Over the past year, we have seen many stories of individuals who have received these overpayment letters. Some people were told that they owed $20,000, $50,000, or even over $100,000. These individuals were given very little time to repay the debt, and if they could not, their entire Social Security benefit was garnished until the balance was paid off. This created severe financial hardship for many people, especially those who rely on these benefits for necessities like food, housing, and medical expenses. The 100% garnishment rule is being reinstated. We can expect to see even more of these situations. Anyone who receives an overpayment letter after March 27 will be subject to this rule. This means that Social Security can withhold their entire check, leaving them with nothing to cover their monthly expenses. This is a devastating blow for many people who are already struggling to make ends meet. If you receive an overpayment letter, you do have some options, but they are limited. You can file an appeal, but there is no guarantee that it will be approved. You can also request a waiver, but again, approval is not guaranteed. If neither of these options works, then you will be required to pay back the full amount, and if you cannot, Social Security will take your entire check until the debt is cleared. This puts beneficiaries in a very vulnerable position, as they have little control over the situation and few options for recourse. This policy change is incredibly concerning, and it highlights a major issue with the way Social Security handles overpayments. Many people are being penalized for mistakes that they did not make. They were simply receiving the benefits that Social Security calculated for them, and now they are being told that they owe money back, often for payments that were made years ago. In some cases, these overpayments have been happening for a decade or more before Social Security catches the mistake. By the time the error is identified, the amount owed is substantial, and beneficiaries are left scrambling to figure out how to pay it back. This is why it is so important to be aware of these changes and to be prepared in case you receive one of these letters. If you do get an overpayment letter, the first thing you should do is review the details carefully. Make sure that the information is accurate and that Social Security is not making an error in their calculations. If you believe that the overpayment is incorrect, you should file an appeal as soon as possible. You should also consider requesting a waiver if you are unable to repay the amount. While there is no guarantee that these requests will be approved, it is worth trying to reduce the financial burden. Another important step is to seek assistance if you need it. There are advocacy groups and legal resources available that can help you navigate the appeals process and understand your rights. If you are facing financial hardship because of an overpayment, you may also be able to find assistance through local community programs or non-profit organizations. The key is to take action as soon as you receive the letter so that you have the best chance of resolving the situation before your benefits are garnished.